What up? What up? All right, we're here. Okay, we are doing a chatting stream. If it looks ridiculous, it's because it is.
Yes.
I had these two tall stools.
You did.
Okay, and my wife went on like a cleaning spree, in the storage area of the closet, and she looked at these two tall stools and she goes, "Do we need these anymore?" And without thinking, I said, "No." So they're gone. They're currently at my parents' house, trying to see if they need it for any reason. And when I went to set up for the stream tonight, I realized we don't have stools, and all the cameras are set at standing height
Up here.
So yes,
Normal
Jared
camera.
and I are sitting on shorter stools plus couch cushions. So we're feeling real professional right now.
Most professional pinball content out there.
Yeah.
100%.
Real professional. But hey, we're here. So, what are we doing? Wow, there's 100 people here. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's awesome. That's so great. I've got some milk crates if you need it. Yeah, that would
Probably
help.
real quick.
Yeah, that would
milk crate.
That would probably be pretty great.
Maybe some duct tape too.
What are we doing tonight? Looks at straight down the middle. Hey, okay, cool. Never blame others for our own failings. Joel. That's fair. That's fair. This is 100% my fault. Yeah. What are we doing tonight? We're doing a few things. Well, initially, if you look behind Jared, Zach dropped off of the Beatles last week.
Hey.
And so the goal initially was to critical stool. Yes. The goal initially was to stream Beatles. And after going to Stern yesterday and playing D&D, I realized that a lot of people would probably be asking for my overall opinion of D&D. Not to mention, Jared has not really, I don't know how much time you've spent looking at this.
A little bit.
Okay. So I want to do a kind of a...
This intrigues me. We'll get into reasons why this machine intrigues me.
Yes. Before I forget though, I don't know if he's watching tonight, but my buddy Chris, Magic Chris, apparently his son Jonas has become a fan of the stream. I don't know if he watches the chatting streams, but I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. That's awesome.
What's up, buddy?
Now that I think about it, it was either Jonas or Jonah. If I said that, it's one of those. But you, that kid.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post. Scrap it.
Yes.
This isn't live.
Yeah. So, hey, awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about D&D. I wanted to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like. I want to hear Jared's opinions on what he's seeing, what he's curious of. And then the last thing we're going to do, which everybody loves, clearly.
Loves it.
Is we are doing a tier list.
Woo!
Yeah, so that's going to be the next thing. And if you look here...
We had been talking about doing a tier list. So
this is the Flip It Out Friends quality I expect and demand. I think that's a compliment. I think. I'm going to take it as one. But that's awesome. Oh, the other thing. Twippies. Twippies are going on right now. So if you're into that, if you're into voting, and you see Flipping Out in a drop-down, go for it. If you see Triple Drain, Fox Cities, the Pinball Company, anything like that, Loser Kid, people that you like, that would be great. But we do this because we enjoy hanging out, and we enjoy hanging out with you guys. And yeah, let's do it. So we're going to do a tiered list. We're going to do that after we talk about D&D. But really...
yeah, the tier list is for later.
Yes.
At home, start making your bets on what can make a D tier.
Yeah.
Don't look in chat.
Yeah. What you're going to see here, guys, is everything in... It's all the games. All the games down here are the games that Jared and I streamed last year.
That's a lot of
So
games.
it's kind of a tier list for our 2024 streaming experience. So, Chris, Joel, thanks for the Deadpool over X-Men recommendation. Got Deadpool this week from Flip It Out and loving it. So, just to clarify that, he had reached out and he said, what should I pick, Deadpool or X-Men? Jared, if somebody came to you, hey, I've seen you on the internet.
Well, we'll
Deadpool
probably...
or X-Men?
So, yeah, I mean, it's Deadpool all day, but because I have a gut feeling this will turn into... So we were doing a lot of flooring this week. 2 weeks, I don't know. And the discussion of top 6 machines came up and, things like that. So that may be discussed too.
We will probably get to that. But what I said to Chris was I said, you know what Deadpool is right now.
Yeah,
the code's out. The game is finished.
Deadpool.
It's a complete game.
Beautiful.
You know what you're getting. And if you like that, go with Deadpool. if you want to roll the dice and see how X-Men turns out,
which you still have high hopes for.
I absolutely still have high hopes for X-Men, and we're going to talk about that later today.
Anyway,
but let's
D&D.
talk about D&D. So, Jared, initial impressions. I know how hyped you get about new pinball machines, aka I sent him the trailer video,
which I watched 4.5 minutes of the 6-minute video.
He didn't even make it through. Didn't even make it through the whole video.
I think I'm pretty excited about this machine.
Okay, so to clarify, I streamed, or not, I didn't stream. Before my daughter was born, I actually played D&D every week for like 2 years with my brother-in-law. There was 5 or 6 of us in the party. Awesome experience. I know D&D very well. Jared doesn't like D&D.
Well, let's okay.
Because it doesn't have enough rules.
There's not enough rules. There's too much. So let me just say my relationship with D&D.
Yep.
Playing D&D, yes, not enough rules. There's dice. We'll get out of here.
No cards. No
cards. They try to put cards. No, there's no cardboard. But D&D is owned by Wizards of the Coast.
Yes.
Guess who? What else is owned by Wizards of the Coast? Magic the Gathering. So, and there's been sets that have come out with D&D in them, and Jared must hate 1984 then. Well, what? I love 1984. The
anyway, book?
The book.
Oh, you got him.
You got me really distracted. That's like my favorite book of all time. There's been Magic sets in the D&D universe. I love the D&D universe. I find it very interesting. It's the lore. So I heard it was Forgotten Realms, which is where Baldur's Gate comes into play. I've done a little bit of Baldur's Gate. I do not know everything about Baldur's Gate. So D&D in the fantasy world, love it. It's great. So that intrigues me. Now we got a cool setting. Okay.
And I know another big thing about Magic that you like is the art. You're big on the art.
Art is good.
The art is so.
Which I've already seen a little bit of the videos from some of the cool people that got to go see it. Got to see some of the screens. Love it. The art. We're doing stuff right here. So
chat may be able to find this before I do, but who did the art on this? It was it's somebody. Oh, right here, Vincent Prose.
Oh,
does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Let's look up.
So let's do Vincent Prose Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what.
And let's see if he recognizes any.
Yes.
Any of this guy.
Yeah. So top left combo console allocation, one of the coolest black-white cards ever made. He did Uro. Okay, so this dude's a stud.
So you like this guy?
So, fun fact, y'all probably, I don't think I talk about it a ton. In Magic the Gathering, I am a autograph collector. I love getting my cards signed because I love the artwork.
Yeah.
This dude can draw, and he's done some of the biggest cards. So actually, what's really fun if you go to Scryfall, like even right here, if he did, that's Platinum Angel on the bottom right. Like that's one of the most beautiful cards that's ever been made. So the dude is a stud. He's been doing it forever. I think that came out 12 years ago. That's an older card. Celestial card. Okay, I'm wrong. Anyway, sweet art, love it. The dude is a stud. I think
that was a different dude.
Oh.
Still.
Anyway, if he did I think he did Uro. That doesn't matter. Anyway, dude's a stud.
This guy, there we go.
The art is sick. So yeah, anyway.
Okay, so you're on board with this guy.
Yeah.
So your initial impressions of just looking at the cabinets, art, I
mean, if you go back, they literally did a YouTube video about this guy in Magic.
Yeah.
Like Ristic Studies, who's one of the biggest, one of the greatest, probably one of the best Magic guys, creators. He did a whole video about him. So this dude's a stud.
Okay. So they made the right choice, is what I'm hearing when it comes to the artists.
100%, because there's a lot of crossover between Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, this is a Jared stream tonight. He's in his zone. He is, yes. So
we're talking about art and we're talking about fantasy art. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What I will say is seeing the game in person, there is a ton of art on this game, and the guy did not hold back. If I look at like some of the side art on the Pro and Premium, it's creepy. Like it's a very much a fantasy. Like you got this kind of weird bearded dude on one side. There's a weird wizard. I think it's on the Premium. That it's like, okay, there may actually. I hope my son is not scared of this art at all, because they went hard.
Up. Let's just look. We got some people on some dragons.
Oh yeah,
and we're going. Okay, it is Xanathar. I was wondering if so. Here's where we'll need some help for all the people that are D&D lore people. If we don't know the name of somebody, because that was one of the questions. So this brings me a little bit, since we're talking about art.
It's this guy on the side. Let me see if I can find another.
We're talking a little bit about the art and the package and the thing. I think of even the pictures I've seen, it looks amazing. Story. Oh, dude,
that's the LE.
Come on.
Okay.
Dear Stern, give me some t-shirts, please.
They don't do t-shirts.
I know, they need to do t-shirts. Yeah. They need to do Metallica Remastered. That's why I should have gone. To tell Stern to make t-shirts.
To do t-shirts. Okay, so this guy, that guy's creepy looking, and he's on the LE.
That's awesome.
The looks art like on the game, so the LE, it has the metallic sides, it has the metallic everything. I will say the back glass seemed like underplayed in a way, like because it's a mirrored back glass. There are some mirrored back glasses like Mando where 20% of the back glass is mirroring. And I felt like it was a little more subtle, but they also have all the green lightning bolts here in the back glass here are like glittered. So I don't know if this art is your wheelhouse, and I think they stuck with the retro art feel, and it's
not it's not full retro, and that's Tiamat on the side, by the way, the 5-headed dragon.
Got it.
So the thing about it is, so you have in fantasy art, you kind of have like original D&D art.
Yeah.
Which is very, it's a lot darker. Most of it was in black and white, very heavy shading and things like that. This is what I would call the newer, which kind of starts in the late 90s into kind of like modern. And then you get kind of nowadays where it's very bright. Like a lot of fantasy art is a lot of color, a lot more pinks and purples and things like that. This seems to be, they're kind of hitting that sweet spot of the 2000s to like 2010s ish, where it's still dark, but there's a lot of color. And when color is put in, it's really like adding to the scene. So like, I mean, that Beholder right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sick. You got green, but it's still dark. It still kind of feels so. At least from the art package,
I think the art
it's sick. It's great.
So here's my thing. When I think of D&D visually, I mean, when you're playing the game, it's a story that your DM, your dungeon master, is creating. And so he might find art, like my brother-in-law, he printed off a lot of minifigs, so we were interacting with the game 3D. So it's not like it's not like a video game or a movie. So I didn't have a ton of art in my head besides the monster manual or besides the player's handbook, which just has illustrations throughout the handbook. And obviously this like took that and just went nuts on it. It really dove into that art style. The visual thing that I've started to get into more is Vox Machina. So Vox Machina, the show based on Critical Role, which that is more of just straight up animation.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, if they're going to do art here, they're either going to go animation and go Vox Machina, or they're going to lean into like all of the art you see in the player's handbook and the monster manual and everything. And that's what they did. So I have no doubt, chat, tell me if I'm wrong, but if you are a D&D fan or somebody that has enjoyed D&D for many years, I would be surprised if you don't like this art package, because it's about as true to that art as you could ever hope for. So the art is great. And when you see it in person, you know, some people talk about certain play fields look more cluttered, or there's so much going on in the art that it's hard to understand what you're looking at or whatever. I did not get that feeling at all. I think we're actually going to draw on this. I think the way that it's separated between the map, and then you have this like fire burst area right here from the dragon, which is awesome. This gelatinous cube lane, basically, this is what you're going to shoot to get back here to the gelatinous cube. He really varied it up. He varied it up so much that when I was trying to pick a pin color to draw on this screen, there isn't a good color because he's used them all. He's used them all, but yet the game doesn't look like Rainbow Puke or anything like that. So
well, it's kind of like they got a guy that is an absolute stud in this type of artwork.
Yeah.
And they let him go nuts.
They just let him do his thing.
Yeah. Because I don't think I have a good feeling Vincent has never done a pinball machine before.
No.
So I'm definitely interested in that, but from if it's, hey, we need to put a bunch of you have so much space to work with.
Yeah.
Because remember, this guy's mainly doing art for books.
And
he's
he's given like small areas,
yeah.
And yet the guy
ran
with it.
It's sick. This is very cool. Now, the first question that I have,
we don't use stud anymore. We use Giga Chad. Wow.
No, I use stud. I was born in the 80s.
Well, real quick, between pro and premium, I personally, what I like better is I like the translite on the pro better because you have this huge dragon right here in the middle coming right at you. But I like the cabinet art of these two dragons going at each other on the premium. But honestly, those are the two art packages I like the best.
I would take,
but yet the two dragons fighting here on the LE is
I would get
sick.
the premium with the dragons, but then I'd take the limited edition glass and put it on the premium.
Well,
but that's
good
just
luck
because
getting the limited edition glass.
That's just because of I'm not the biggest Beholder guy, so I was kind of glad they didn't go Beholder crazy on this.
And that's the other thing. Beholder, when you think of D&D, people typically think of a mimic, which is like a treasure chest with a big tongue. It's a trick. It's a trap. They think of a mimic, or they think of a dragon, or they think of a beholder, which is this guy, the Mike Wazowski that everybody's talking about. So honestly, what are they going to do for the topper? In my opinion, it's either going to probably be something beholder related because he doesn't have a huge sculpt on the playfield,
it's going to be beholder.
Or it might be a mimic. Or what do you think? Like, I think that's probably going to be, just because there is a mimic on the playfield, it's over here to the left, but it's just a flat plastic.
I think a mimic would be tight. Oh, an owlbear, yes.
An owlbear.
The best creature. Owlbears.
Owlbear.
Yes.
So owlbears are in the game, and we can talk about
goblin.
that. Okay, so let's talk about, first and foremost, Gomez let it slip, it's a mimic. Okay,
great.
Well, that makes total sense.
We're so smart.
So one thing Zach had said was he was considering, if we're going to do this chat, he was potentially going to pull out a section of this stream and then just post it as a separate video. So, hey, my name's Joel. This is the Flip It Out stream. This is my brother Jared. We're doing a first impressions video here, talking about D&D. I'm just giving him something he could just cut and paste. It's so good. It's such a great intro.
Oh, we've already talked about it. Anyway.
I know. So that's, if you want to talk about art, click the stream. If you want to talk about the gameplay, keep watching. Yeah, we're nailing it.
It's because we
nailing
don't want to talk about art.
We're nailing it. Yay, editing.
Gameplay!
Okay. Let's talk about gameplay. So I was at Stern yesterday, and I had a chance to play this game. First and foremost, on... you gotta be.
What? Joel got invited. I had to work.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I think the Stern stream. It was 16 minutes. Dwight and Brian did a great job explaining the game. But one thing, they were having Nick Wayna play the game, and they just had Nick keep trapping up so that they could explain what to do. So I just want to talk first and foremost about the physical layout of the game. The game actually shoots very well. It shoots very well. This shot over here, it's basically like the ball goes in and it just holds it. And then after, that's the store. And then what it does is it actually kicks out and goes over here. Cool. And it was very consistent. Now, underneath this cube is a magnet. So the magnet will grab it. It'll hold the ball under the cube and then basically drop the ball straight to your flipper. And from this flipper, you can either hit an inner orbit, which is right here, or this inner loop. And both of those are very smooth, like relatively easy to hit shots. We actually had a lot of fun with that shot. You can also like short plunge and drop it on here and then hit that as like a secret skill shot.
Cool. I
don't have my touchscreen. It's just, yeah. So it's It's great. Like, I was super impressed with the side shot for Brian Eddy, who's a 2-flipper. A lot of his games are 2 flippers. This 3rd flipper actually adds a lot to the game, and it is fun. Backhandable shots. There were some people that were able to backhand this ramp, but I was never able to do that. One thing I was able to do, though, was you can backhand this shot, and this horseshoe actually turns around and it feeds the flipper. So if you're on the lower right flipper and you need to hit one of those upper left shots, you can just backhand. It'll feed the flipper, and then you have a shot at it. This left orbit, I found myself hitting the left orbit a lot, and it was needed a lot. The reason being is it's an up-down ramp. So if you hit it normally when the flap is up, it's an orbit shot, and you got to be ready. It is fast. So that's another way to feed the flipper. Otherwise, if the flap right here is down, then it actually goes up this ramp and will feed the cube or go past the cube and feed the right flipper. So you actually the left orbit is essentially kind of a left ramp, or it's a left orbit. Okay. Can we talk about how it's very similar? I don't agree with it being very similar to Labyrinth. Like Labyrinth, I understand over here there's a 3rd flipper. Over here is the hole, which is the worm. But as somebody who's played it, like Labyrinth had this shot up here that would feed to the left. It had a whole horseshoe over here where you started your modes. I don't know. I think I definitely did not get the vibe. Like I wasn't there playing the game, and I'm like, wow, that really felt like Labyrinth. I did not get that feeling at all. Okay. Well, what is fun though is this dragon. There are 3 stand-up targets in front of this dragon, and the dragon's head moves. So on a Pro and Premium and LE, it moves side to side and up and down. On a Pro, it's just up and down.
So better than Jaws.
Does the Pro have the flip-up ramp? Yes.
Okay. So all the versions.
So what is different?
Have the ramp.
What is different between the Pro and the Premium?
Gelatinous cubes, maybe?
No. Everything you see here, it looks like literally from the top down, the game looks identical. The Pro and the Premium, LE, and the Pro.
Okay.
So the Premium, the head can go back and forth.
Okay.
And up and down. The Pro, the head only goes up and down.
Okay.
Only goes up and down.
So it's not blocking your shots.
No.
Like the Premium is.
Okay. The other thing is the Premium and LE, they have an ability where this shoots back here. There's a diverter somewhere back here that will divert balls down into a trough that's somewhere back here, and then the dragon will spit balls at you. Balls will come out of the dragon's mouth.
Okay.
So the dragon doesn't eat the ball, but he spits the ball at you.
So it's even better.
Yes. So the Premium LE, blah, 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 he will spit balls at you. And normally he's turning his head while he's doing it.
Okay.
On a Pro, does not spit the ball.
No
so
the balls.
What are you missing? You're missing the vuck that's feeding the dragon's mouth. You're missing the trough back there. You're missing the diverter so that the auto plunge does that. So the dragon's not going to spit the ball at you, and the dragon's head does not go side to side. That's on a Pro. So what it does when you're in Dragon Multi-Ball, what's cool about that is Dragon Multi-Ball is different. It's not your typical multi-ball. What it is you'll see on the screen, he just keeps shooting balls at you, and you have to hit him like 10 times before you drain like 10 balls.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It's really cool.
I like this.
So every time there's 8 balls in the Premium and LE.
That's a lot of
8 balls.
Silver
so if you're
pinballs.
thinking you're trying to keep 8 balls above the
Bang,
flipper,
bang, bang, bang,
no,
bang.
they're going to be draining, and when they drain, what's it going to do? It's going to be fed to the dragon, and he's spitting it back at you.
That's pretty cool.
So how does that work with the Pro if the dragon's not spitting balls? What it does is it just auto launches, so it goes around the orbit, and then the balls are coming at you down here from the left orbit.
Okay.
So instead of the head like blah 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 turning, it's just always coming at a consistent area from that left orbit. With that said, that's still fun. The Pro is still fun. The Pro only has 6 balls. It doesn't have 8 balls. But the Pro
Could you put 8 balls in it?
No, because the trough can only hold 6.
I don't know, pinball.
The Pro Dragon Multi-Ball, is it as good as the Premium LE? No. But is it still a very chaotic and enjoyable multi-ball? 100%.
But on the Pro, you're still getting the full dragon sculpt.
All of it.
You're getting the gelatinous cube.
Yep, with the magnet.
Okay, you got the magnet, so okay, we're not...
How repeatable is the orbit shot from the upper flipper? Very. Like this loop, you can absolutely... That's terrible.
So the red arrows, that's a loop.
This is a loop.
It
goes like that. Yeah.
So we got a loop there.
Yep.
We got a loop with the purple.
This is a ramp.
Or ramp.
That goes that way.
And then
comes that
this
way.
blue is
this blue feeds the upper flipper.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
And then this is a ramp that goes down this way.
Okay.
And then orbit and orbit.
So you have a left shot. So if you do the left, it's either a loop or a ramp.
Yep.
So if you get the ramp, that feeds back to the right flipper.
So you could do this, and then you could go that way. Like you can combo.
Okay,
you can absolutely combo shots.
That's with it. But if you get the ramp, it goes up, and then it could go.
It could be stopped by the magnet on the cube.
Through the gelatinous cube.
Yeah. Otherwise, it goes through. So let's talk more about the dragon head, though. What's cool about that multi-ball is you have to wait for the head to actually come down to hit it. Oh. So you're trying to just keep the balls alive, but you're also watching the dragon head. And when you see him swing his head down, that's when you're like, I got to shoot that way now.
I feel like the pro strategy
the
is you're just firing. You're just getting that dragon.
One thing that I did see, though, is the higher end players. So Tom Graff was there, Neil Graff was there, Travis was there. Lame. They were trying to cradle up, like multiple 4 or 5 balls on one flipper and then hold and wait. Now, what's cool is what Elizabeth Gieske, who's on code, as well as Dwight, what they said is the point of the multi-ball isn't just to beat the multi-ball. There are jackpot shots. There are other points related shots going on. So you don't have to focus on the dragon. You can try to capitalize on jackpots, but if you're not paying enough attention and you drain too many balls, it's out. You're out. The multi-ball's over. So, and if you actually beat the dragon, though, then you can get to this celebration. It's called Town Celebration multi-ball. So it's like a victory laps where then you're not having the chaos of spit the balls.
Because you defeated the dragon.
Yeah. It's actually a very fun multi-ball.
Which I believe you're trying to steal the gold from the dragon.
You are. Well, to start it says dragon here. So it's 6 shots. I think 3 are lit by default. At least the settings we're on. So you have to hit the gold shot 3 times. The gold shot, though, is dangerous. It is dangerous because it's a wall. And so if you're not paying attention and you hit that ball can come screaming back at you. So let's talk about the shield. There is a physical device between the flippers that you can hit the action button and the shield will pop up, and that will fully fill up that gap between the flippers. What's cool, though, is you can actually let a ball just rest, and it will rest between the tip of the flipper and that part of the shield. And the way the shield's formed, it actually sets up the ball pretty well that you can then take a shot off it. So even if a ball rests right there on the shield, you can still take that shot.
So did someone finally figure out a shield that works in pinball?
Yeah, it works very, very well. And what's also cool...
All we needed to do is make a curve? Yeah. Good job. Good job, pinball engineers.
Also, what's really cool about the shield is to relight it, you just have to basically go through the inlanes, and you can trigger those with the flipper. So if you spam the ramp a few times, you can actually relight your shield. And depending on which character you pick, sometimes the shield will last longer than others, as well as there are different perks in the game where the shield will last longer than others. I found myself using the shield a lot. And the shield is not a reaction thing. It's not like, oh, I'm about to drain, hit the shield. It's more like, I know I'm about to take a dangerous shot, or I'm about to be at a part in a mode where I don't want to fail. Let me throw my shield up so I feel safe for the next 10
So you're saying the
seconds.
Shield is a strategic move?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's a preemptive move. It's awesome. It works really...
Can I have the shield up at all times?
No.
Dear Dwight,
no.
Put in Jared mode.
No. By the way, chat, we are looking at chat. Thank you so much. I love seeing how active it is. And I saw Todd Tucky in chat. So, hey, Todd, I hope you're
There was a question about the dungeon.
Okay.
And if it was in the Pro.
Let's talk about the dungeon. This right here is the dungeon crawl, is what it's called. So it is basically a scoop that will pop up from the game, and you can spit it in, and then it takes your ball. And the idea is it's a hurry up mode. You are quickly what you have to do to light dungeon crawl is there's actually a stand up right here. and there's a stand-up right here, and you have to hit those 2 stand-ups a certain number of times, and when you're not in a mode, then you can hit this spinner in the middle, which is a vuck. So you hit the spinner, and then it spits vertical up kick.
There's a vuck. Vertical
up kick. It'll stick it up here, and then what'll happen is that's when the scoop pops up, and you have a certain amount of time to shoot the ball in there.
Cool.
How do you that scoop that pops up and down is not on the Pro. So what's on the Pro? It's just a plastic. So what happens is it's the same thing. You hit the dungeon targets, you hit the spinner up the middle, but the only difference is now your hurry up is to hit the spinner up the middle again. That's it. So it feels very similar in my opinion. Hitting the actual physical scoop is cooler. It is a cooler visual effect. But honestly,
you're still kind of hitting the same shot.
The difference between the Pro and the Premium, I feel it's very similar to X-Men, where like X-Men, I felt like the Pro is such a good deal.
Yes.
Like X-Men, sure, you lose the hands.
Yeah.
But all the shots are there. Everything, like I feel like the actual experience is there. So if you're on the fence, I think the Pro is a fantastic buy on this game. An absolutely fantastic.
Because the dragon's head is still moving. You just lose the dungeon. Okay.
You lose the dungeon, the up-down scoop, and you lose him spitting the balls at you.
It still sounds like a fun multi.
It's very cool.
Yeah. See what's up.
Okay. So, what else? So, what's cool about this game? I enjoy the way it shoots. And this magnet over here, the way that the magnet, it can stop the ball on top of the ramp, and it can stop the ball underneath.
Sounds like there's multiple magnets going
on. It's one magnet, but the way the magnet is placed, the core can grab a ball on the top and the bottom.
Because of electricity.
Yeah. And what's really neat is that gelatinous cube multi-ball, there's a way that you can play it 2-ball, 3-ball, or 4-ball. And it's all about you hit this shot enough, you'll see it light blue, you'll lock the ball on top, then you have an ability to lock a ball again on bottom, and then I think the ramp comes down and it gives you the ability to lock it up top again. Like you can set it up to get to a 4-ball multi-ball or a 3-ball, or what you end up doing, I think, is you go up top, and then maybe that's what it is. Maybe you go up top, and if you go up top again, it starts and it's 2-ball. But maybe you go up top and then you do this shot, and it would feed it underneath, and that's how it locks. I don't know. I never got to the 4-ball. But I know it's possible. So overall, physical, I just think I really enjoy the way it shoots. I think it's a fun shooter. It's not revolutionary. Like it's not like there's a shot that I've never experienced in pinball, but it's fun. It's a fun layout, and the way that the game's coded, you really do explore all the different shots. And I found every shot in the game, there was no shot in the game that I was like, oh no, my shot's on that, and that shot's impossible. Like I felt like these upper flipper shots, I mean, this loop or that ramp's probably the hardest shot, but there's multiple different ways to feed this upper right flipper. So you feel like you actually get a lot of chances at hitting those shots, which is fun.
That's good.
This last thing, though, this is my only concern in the game. This captive ball is called the critical hit. So in D&D, before you do any action, you roll a D20, a 20-sided die. If you ever roll a 1, like if you're swinging a sword, not only did you miss, your sword is now stuck in a tree, or your sword broke. You know, like a critical fail is bad. The opposite side of that is you roll a 20, that's a critical hit. Yeah. So normally it does double damage, or it does something ridiculous, or it does like, you know what, there's no reason this should hit this guy, but you rolled a 20, so we're going to let it work. So they call this shot the critical hit. The way it's coded right now is the critical hit you can hit at any time, and it will just spot you a shot. It'll spot you something that you need. So theoretically, right now, if you got into a mode, you could ignore all the mode shots, and you could just keep bashing that shot, and you could theoretically get through the mode. I don't know if that's the goal, is to just leave that. I would love for them to add a cool-off period, or something you have to do to qualify it. Or like you can hit the critical hit, but then you have to hit another shot before you hit it again. They will do something. I just, as of right now, what I did find was there were times when I was playing yesterday and I thought I could hit that shot, or you know what, it's easier for me. I'm just going to go at the captive ball. Boom, hit the captive ball. All right.
I wonder, that feels like one of those when this thing gets out in the wild and some person not us, completely blows up the machine.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're going to do something.
Well, if you or I blow up the machine, I think
I
they
mean,
would
if
know,
we blow up the machine,
I think they would know
they
we
really
need to do
So
something.
maybe we need to blow it up.
Yeah.
And
Or a
then-
Foo Fighter. I like that idea where it could spot you a shot, or it could be a critical fail. Like, if you throw in that risk of it might spot you the shot you want, or it could remove a shot you already hit. You went backwards, something like that. That's actually not a bad idea. I think that's actually pretty clever. So, okay, let's talk about the code. This is something that I think is still, people are worried about it or confused, but let's talk about this map. I know it's pixelated. This is the best picture I got.
Joel, don't you have a degree in art?
Enhance.
Enhance.
Okay, so on the map, there are 6 cities. There's the main city in the middle, but then here's one. Oh God, it's terrible.
Do you know all the names of the city?
I do not. There's a city here. There's a city here. There's 6 cities. So, and then each city has a different amount of modes. So what I mean is these 2 bottom cities, there's only one mode attached to each of those cities. Which pixel is the city? I don't know how to help you with that. I can't make it better, okay? I can do
Joel,
this.
you were there. Did you not get high-res shots of the cities?
No, I'm a bum. I didn't take a single
Did you just play the game?
picture. Is that... It's no better. That's what I'm saying. It's no better. Okay, so... Which pixel is the city?
Bum.
So the bottom cities, there's only one mode each.
Arabelle
The
and
middle
Westgate.
cities, Green Nest and something, Cobalt Town.
Cobalt.
There are 3 modes each. Critical fail. Carl, I hope you're doing well, man. Good seeing you. The top 2 cities have 2 modes each.
Oh.
So if we do some math, 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 is?
14.
It's 12. So, close that. It's 12, yeah. All right.
I didn't know I was supposed to be adding. You just started throwing me numbers.
I threw you under the bus there. I'm sorry. So, what's cool
7
though,
plus 90?
Yeah. What is cool though is I talked to Elizabeth. Elizabeth did all the modes, and one thing she said is two of the modes. When you start the mode, you are either picking offense or defense. So even though it's one mode, it basically has 2 paths. So she's like, I feel like I wrote 14 modes. That's a lot of modes.
Wait, 12 modes.
12, but 2 of the modes kind of have 2 options.
I thought
that's
all
how you
the
get to
modes had
14.
Not
only that, not only are there 14 modes, or 12, there's 12 modes, but once you complete all the modes within a city, so if I'm down here in Westgate and I complete the 1 mode in Westgate, that unlocks the dungeon. The dungeon is totally different than this dungeon crawl thing. This dungeon, and I can get to that. The dungeon is essentially like a mini wizard mode for that city. So the dungeon, there's 6 cities, so there's 6 dungeons.
That's a lot of dungeons.
And each dungeon has multiple phases.
So now we're up to 20.
So, yeah.
Plus multiple phases.
So I'm pretty sure
this sounds like it's a complicated game.
I'm pretty sure the bottom 2 cities, which each have 1 mode, the dungeon has 2 phases.
It's probably easier.
Then the city with 2 modes, I think, has 3 phases, and the city with 3 modes has 4 phases. So, and it may be different. It may be where the one mode city actually has the hardest dungeon. I don't know. But what I will tell you is each phase feels different. It's like when I got into one of the dungeons, it was, like I was in a room and I had to find a passageway to go down another, and then now that I'm in that phase, I'm in a battle, and then you go down another, and now I'm in this phase. It's totally different. So it's really a lot of, like, that's what excites me. As Jared and I don't know if it's obvious, but we don't really care about points because we don't get them.
Wait,
often.
pinball machines have points associated with them?
Jackpot.
What?
Who cares? Yeah.
I don't even know what these wizard modes that everybody keeps talking about.
2 times playfield multiplier. I'll tell you right here. If you care about points, Carl, if you're still here, if you hit this target right here, secret door, enough, it will light this insert right here, which is I think it's playfield multiplier. And if you hit under this flipper, it starts double scoring, which means 2 times the points. And then you can keep hitting this target while in double scoring, and it will keep it going. It will keep it going. So if you care about points, They're there, but
There's
we
points
don't.
in the games, but
we
who
don't
cares?
care about points.
I want to these modes and dungeons and phases.
What we care about is story, is a journey, and that's what excites me about this.
And hold up, they said Gerard Way is in this game from My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, here's your. Let me see how many of these people you know.
I knew Kevin
on?
Smith because that
Why is this
on the 4.5 of the 6 minutes that I watched. I heard Kevin Smith's voice, and I said, "Oh, that's a Kevin Smith," which totally makes sense. He's a giant Nord. Gerard Way makes sense. Some people maybe go, "Why is the My Chemical Romance in here?"
Okay.
Dude writes comic books for fun. He's into this. If you
look at this is the voice talent they got. Michael Dorn, I think he does Star Trek something. Very deep voice.
He's done. He's been like the dragon and everything.
Geeski's here. Geeski. Okay. For the towns that only have one mode.
No, don't. This is spreadsheet talk.
Do they have
the spreadsheet?
Only 2 phases for the dungeon, or do they have the deeper dungeons? That was my.
No.
Okay, Kevin Smith. But some of these guys are from Critical Role. So like Matt Mercer he's one of those popular
Luke
DMs.
Gygax would
Laura,
be
Marissa Ray,
related to Gary Gygax, which is the guy that made it.
2 levels. Thank you, Geeski. So the towns with one mode have the easy dungeons. Only 2 levels, and then it gets deeper and deeper. Awesome.
So they got the Critical Role people in here.
They got not all of them, but some of them. I mean, the voice talent is ridiculous, and one thing that Elizabeth said is her 3 favorite characters are the characters that you unlock by beating the game.
What? There's hidden characters?
Yes. So it's just like Venom, where if you beat Noel, then you unlock Wolverine or you unlock Hulk. Okay.
So this is my one concern's not the word, but Venom. Okay, a lot of stuff.
It's not Reading Rainbow. LeVar. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mika Bird. Sorry, you got Reading Rainbow's the best. So are we saving a character? Are we doing all that stuff?
I don't know the story. Dwight wrote the whole story.
No, but I'm saying
we can unlock a bard, we can unlock a rogue, and we can unlock a Goliath.
So those are not initially in the game.
No.
Because initially it's a paladin,
wizard,
dwarf,
fighter. I think it's like a dragonborn fighter.
Isn't that voiced by Kevin Smith?
No, I think the dragonborn.
The dragonborn.
Okay, so back to the modes. So what excites me about these modes is how different they felt. I only played a few of them, and like one of them, I'm on a dock and you're trying to get to a ship, and so you're on a dock and you have to fight these creatures. Once you fight the creatures, then you're on the ship.
Normal fantasy
and you're
stuff.
looking for stuff on a ship.
Yeah.
But of course, creatures keep coming.
Sorry.
So like you'll see, orange or yellow shots, those are the shots you were like searching for something, but then all of a sudden these red shots are getting in your way, and those are the creatures that you're trying to attack.
Stupid creatures.
It's awesome. Then there's another one, and this was the mode that I liked the best, which was you're in a room and you're looking for a piece of armor, but you have to be stealthy.
Sneak.
So there's a stealth percentage, and every time the ball hits the slings, the percentage goes down.
Because it's making noise.
You're making noise. And if the percentage ever gets to 0, you woke the guards up, and now all of a sudden there's like 3 bad guys on the playfield. You have to beat them for you to continue to hit the shots you need.
Again.
So you either hit 10 shots,
which isn't happening,
or you have to hit 3 or 4. Your slings have gone off. You now have to defeat guards and still hit the shots you haven't hit.
That's awesome. That's
the kind of stuff that I'm excited about. These story-based, unique modes that aren't just hit everything or like buy a super jackpot. It's like it actually feels unique. There's a story here.
I love that my hate for points has come over to you, and
I've never cared about points. I've never cared about
points.
You know what I do care about though is yesterday I did get more points than Mr. Tom Graff of Fox Cities Pinball. Just saying.
By the process of elimination, you are better than Top Graff.
At one game, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But didn't his son beat you?
Nah, we're just moving on. So, the owlbear. The owlbear is in the game. I have not seen it, but I think what happens with the owlbear is the way the game starts is you start in a town and you're going to hit a certain number of yellow shots, and that's where you either can play a mode in that town, or you can move. You can travel. You can go to another town. I think the owlbear happens when you're traveling, where I think you can be potentially attacked or surprised. I think it's a battle. It's a battle that you have to
but
get
I'm saying
through.
owlbears live in the forest.
There you go.
So you're traveling in between. Owlbears don't live in cities.
Yeah. So
goblins live in cities.
Is that Geeski? Is that correct? Is that what the owlbear? Is it during or maybe that's the better question. While you're traveling, you can potentially be ambushed or attacked, right?
Owlbears.
The question is, why would you travel? If you look down
why
here,
would you travel, Joel?
That's a great question, Jared. Thanks for asking.
Okay, glad to be here.
Arabelle, this town. Yes, I was right. Yes, here we go. This town, if you look, there is a number 1 and it's purple. I know, look at the 4 pixels, but it's 1.
There's like 20 pixels,
and it's
guys.
Purple, okay?
Come on.
Well, if we look, this town, Cobalt Town, has a 2 that's purple. And I think the 3rd purple is up here. So the idea is, if you do 1, 2, and 3 of the purple modes, you can see they're in different towns. If you do all 3 of those modes, you can earn an artifact. And an artifact is a power-up. They're the most powerful power-ups in the games. There's 4 of them. And those power-ups are going to help you in your journey as you get deeper. So they're going to make you more powerful, or they're going to make your shield stronger. Or if it's a ranged weapon, there's ranged weapons in the game. Ranged weapons, the way that those work is if you look at all the major shots, there's a little triangle. So let's say I'm in a mode and I'm fighting a creature, and this creature happens to be on this shot.
Okay.
Well, both of those arrows are going to be red. That's going to signify there's a creature here.
Red is creature.
So if you shoot it with the ball, you're going to do damage to the creature, and you'll see your 4 party characters, your 4 party members are all going to roll. Some will hit, some won't. It'll do damage to the creature. But you have a ranged weapon. So what does that mean is if you cradle up and you hold down your action button, all of a sudden there will be a blue arrow that will be quickly scrolling across all of these small arrows. It's very similar to the bishop shot in X-Men. I want to clarify, though, that Dwight did it first. Because I said to Dwight, I said, oh, it's like the bishop shot in X-Men. He goes, nope, I did it first. So,
don't mess with Dwight.
Dwight did it first.
He'll fight you.
So it's very fast, though. It's like, and you want to let go of the button when the arrow's where you want it to be. And if you hit the guy,
this is a button thing.
Yeah, you're gonna push the button. It's gonna go. You're gonna let it go. If you hit the guy, it does damage.
Cool.
If the arrow is somewhere else, you can distract the guy. You can use it as a distraction. So what's cool about like the artifacts though is you can power up like certain characters are more powerful in dexterity, which deals with ranged weapons. So their arrow moves a little slower. Or if you power up, you can get to the point where instead of 1 arrow scrolling across, you now have 2 arrows scrolling across.
Because you can totally fire a bow and arrow with 2 arrows on it.
Yep.
Legolas can do it. You can.
So there are perks like that where strength will make your shots do more damage. Dexterity will help with your ranged weapons. I think it's Constitution will help with the shield being up more. You know, there's stuff like that that they're building into the game. They can't go fully into D&D, which with really crazy mechanics. But that was something that I did find once I knew that the ranged weapons were in the game. There were times where I'm like, cradled up, that guy's on a tough shot. Let me use my ranged weapon. And then the ranged weapon has a cooldown period. So you can use it multiple times in a battle. So to actually feel like you're using ranged weapons in a battle, you're using your shield in a battle, and you're trying to strategically either hit the guy or ignore the guy and try to like search or do the other things you're trying to do in the mode, really made it a lot of fun for me. I'm excited to explore this game more. And there's pin save. So what's really cool about that is if I beat 2 modes, 3-ball game, and the game's over, when I hit start again, if I choose that same character, those 2 modes are already complete, and I'm still where I was before.
Are we leveling it up, people?
You are.
Okay. Is this a similar leveling up to Venom, or
yes.
is it a little different? What are we doing with levels?
So I asked Dwight about that, and with the level up system, I said, the stronger you get, does that make the game easier? And he said, not necessarily, because the bad guys will level up with you as well.
Oh, that's fun.
So that's what's cool is what you are gaining, though, is you're gaining gold, so you're able to buy more artifacts, or you're buy more perks. You're getting through modes, so you're working your way through the storyline to get towards that final wizard mode. And you're also potentially, if you're doing the different numbers, like if I do all the purples, all the greens, I may get artifacts, and now I'm very leveled up to make that final guy. I say final guy. Apparently, there are 3 final wizard modes.
There's a lot of bad people in
There's
the
3 of
Forgotten
them.
Realms.
And on top of that, Geeski's writing those modes, apparently. So that's
Geeski, get to work.
Elizabeth is
get off the street.
Type. She knows how to. She does modes very well. But what's cool about that is when you go to battle one of them, if you beat them, then you have the chance to unlock a character. If you don't beat them, though, you're back. Like, you have to go back and you have to redo some stuff to try to beat them again. It's not like you're always like right now in Venom. I'm leveled up enough that I'm gonna play Noel every single time until I beat him. That's not how this game works. Like, you have a chance, but if you fail, you're going back. I don't know how many steps, but you have to redo some stuff to have another chance to beat them again.
See, I like the sound of this because maybe Venom's a cool machine. All right, having fun with that. But that was maybe like some of the things. So that sounds very cool because I do like the idea of you're leveling up, so you're getting some advantage in the game. Mm-hmm. But still got to play the dang pinball machine.
Yep.
And like do some stuff. And you're gonna have owlbears that are gonna try to smack you.
And there's co-op. So co-op is wow. So co-op means that I can level up my whole party. Jared can level up his whole party.
No, and so when Joel plays on my account.
And when we come together, now we have stronger characters.
Super party.
And we can work together on that.
There's
co-op. Yeah.
Yes. Good job, Stern.
Do I think D&D is going to be a top 10 pin? That's tough. I mean, the top 10 pins are top 10 for a reason. But honestly, everything that I saw yesterday, I'm truly, people think I'm a shill. People think, of course you like it because you work for flipping out. No.
Magic card reward.
Pinballs.
New packs.
Thank you.
Packs.
Thank you for that. We very much appreciate that. Honestly though, like this game is exactly what I like in pinball, which is give me something to explore, give me different experiences, give different modes, give me like the fact that Elizabeth and Dwight have put 12 different modes in this game.
So many modes.
Not only do I get to experience and beat all of them, but then I have the ability where you can log in so you can get achievements, but you can choose one shot. And what that does is it ignores all your progress. It lets you be back at square one so you can go play certain modes again, or you can go try other things again.
I see what you did there, calling it a one shot.
That's
a one night campaign.
Yeah, there's one shot. And you start with 4 characters. So you can level up each of the 4 characters separately. So they can kind of, the way they said it was, it's almost as if each character is its own party. Okay. So if I'm working my way through with this character and I've beat 5 modes, well then if I choose another character, I'll be back at 0 because I'm working those. So I may have 3 modes that I beat with them. So to truly beat the game means that you have to have unlocked, with all 4 characters, you would have to have beat every mode. So 12 modes plus all the dungeons, got to the final wizard mode, beat the final wizard mode, and done that 3 separate times to unlock the other 3 characters and do it all over again.
That's awesome.
Hey, Todd, dude, thank you for the $10. That's very appreciated. Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So
thank you.
I don't know. That's where I'm at with the game. I'm really excited about it. Elizabeth, you're in chat. Is there anything I didn't say? Is there anything I didn't mention? Because honestly, everybody that was there yesterday at the Stern Media event, we just kept playing. And I don't know how much, if I saw anything more than once, it's because I was in a mode, I failed. And so when I logged back in for my next game, I was still in that, I could hop right back into that mode and keep playing. John, wow, thank you. What's going on? New stool fund. New stool fund. John, with those $20, maybe next we'll be a little higher. We'll get the new stool fund. That's awesome.
We're a super professional pinball thing.
Dragon Multi-Ball is crazy. Yes, Dragon Multi-Ball really is a multi-ball experience that is very different than something else that you've played. So, I don't know. I'm very excited for it. The code right now, they described it as CES code. Whoa, we got slow moto. Yes, I'm all over this. Basically, Star Trek was my childhood. Ride bike to cousin's basement for D&D. Star Trek Premium, gotta get this. Premium seems no-brainer, but people making good arguments for the Pro being... Okay, if you go Premium, you're not going to regret it.
No.
I'm just saying there are people that feel like they have to get the Premium of every game or else they're missing out. And I just said, Gomez was in the room, and he goes, honestly, we had the hardest time deciding what do we take out of this game for the pro. And they're like, we can't like remove the dragon. So they're like, can we simplify the dragon? So they did that. They're like, we can't take out the gelatinous cube because magnets are awesome. And
how do they even work?
So then they were thinking about taking out the shield, but they're like, that's such a cool way to interact. Hey, Tom's here, everybody. Fox Cities. Hey, Tom, I just want to just curious, but we did play pinball together yesterday. Yeah. And when the game was over, one score was bigger than the other. Whoa, Colin, dude. Kinetis is coming in here.
What is happening?
Colin, it was great seeing you yesterday, man. That's very kind. Check out kineticist.com. Go vote on the Twippies. Colin, that's awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Buying the votes.
Yes. So, honestly, the game's great. The game's great. I'm excited to play it more. It is beta code. They basically said it's CES code. They set up the game very easy. Yes. And the scores were absurd. The scores were like, I ended up, my highest score of yesterday was 4 billion points with a B, billion.
What?
Yeah, 4 billion or bust, exactly. And it was all from the Dragon multi-ball. I basically beat it. I got into the celebration and I just kept bashing the dragon.
Don't be like, well, I didn't. You got 4 billion points.
Yeah.
That's so many points. No one knows how many points it is.
Oh, true.
That's
true.
so many points.
There was one time where the points that I had, which was like 3-something billion, was more than Tom. It was more than Tom.
It sounds
I'm
good
late
again.
to chat. Any word when the premiums? Zach may be able to answer that. So, long story short, I think LEs are going on the line next week. I would be very surprised if we had an LE to stream next week. What's probably going to happen is they will potentially be rolling out the week after that. Unfortunately, I'm out of town.
Boo.
So
I'm going to be streaming it by myself.
Yeah, right.
I want to play this thing.
I know. The earliest that I could see myself streaming this would probably be on the 29th. The 29th. So mark your calendars, everybody. January 29th.
January 29th.
Is
July,
the date that I'm looking in on having this so I can stream it for you guys. One thing I cannot comment on is the audio. There were multiple games in the arcade there at Stern. We're all playing it nonstop. We really could not hear the game, and that's just because you're in an arcade. So I will have direct audio. We will do our best. Elizabeth did say, though, the amount of callouts that are in this game, we obviously showed the voice talent that's in this game. I have no doubt the audio is going to be
That's
good.
some high running voice talent. I got a gut feeling there is a lot of dialogue.
I think it should be good
because there's a lot of modes.
No headphones. I did not bring any headphones. No, the music's incredible. Awesome. Okay, Geeski, music rocks. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Jared and Zach stream. Zach's gonna come up. He'll settle it. Dude, okay. Now what is bidet fun? I got a bidet. I'm good with that, but I will use that towards the stools. I love the idea of the stools fun. Hey, this is ridiculous. So thank you for everybody the super chats. Honestly, that's incredibly kind. Yes, they got Gerard Way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
My Chemical Romance.
Any other questions from chat so we can wrap up the D&D talk? Any other thoughts, Jared?
Because of how much I pay attention to pinball.
Yeah.
I was excited about this. The art package is sick.
Yep.
Seeing some of the footage from the super special people that got to go yesterday because Joel, you're so special.
Jared was invited.
I was invited,
and he decided to work.
And I'm bummed because this is right up my alley, and I think I'm very excited to.
Magnum Chris. They need to add an item that will spot you shots, an extra ball save, and call it Engelberth Enhanced Flipper to help your skill be not as bad as the Engelberth Bros.
We use it to be better.
Geeski, if you want to put,
I still think Geeski there needs to be a shields up all the time mode for Jared. Just Jared.
Shield up all. Jared logs in whatever his insider account up, and the shield just goes up.
Just shield.
Up. No,
only for me.
Okay. Honestly, I know I sound like a shill, but it was just. It's a great game. I'm really I'm very excited to play it more. I'm very excited to play it more.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from chat about D&D? Anything? We can always come back to it. But let's lead us to the next.
No, we're not going to talk about D&D at all.
The next segment, which is an Excel document. No, it's the tier maker.
Yeah.
Did I miss your opinion on Premium versus Pro? I just came in. My personal opinion is I think the Pro is a fantastic buy. Do I think the added features of the premium are
Dragon's
awesome?
pretty sick.
Yes, they are awesome. The dragon, the way it moves, it can kind of block your shots when it's turning its head side to side. That is neat. The tournament players will probably hate that because they think he's blocking or getting in the way. But honestly, and then the way that the balls spit out with the 8-ball multi-ball definitely feels more chaotic on the premium LE than it did on the Pro. With all that said, though, the Pro still very much felt like the game. It was like, I didn't feel like I was missing too much. So I think you're good either way. I just think the Pro for arcades and locations I think it's going to do very well. I honestly think it's
it looks sick. And Zach was saying in chat that there's people, because I know there were some people in the pinball world that were like, D&D. And Zach was saying at Solomon, there's non-pinball people sniffing around and going because D&D is
just tournament players. We have feelings too. Hey, you got your points. Who needs feelings?
You got points. You got to play in your tournament. Stop it.
Yeah,
it's like me complaining about casual Magic players. All right, we give.
All right,
whatever.
Give me what I gotta. I had to mute the stream so I could get a cough out. Okay. All right. The game code. So Geeski's still, they're on it. They're working on it. I think it's currently in the 0.7-ish range.
Geeski, get back to work.
It's going to be at 0.8 before it's released. But I mean, what I asked her though, I'm like, the modes are already in the game. The dungeons are in the game. The final wizard modes are not. There's 3 of them. But then there's just a whole lot more that they're going to add in when it comes to art. There were multiple artists there that I talked to. And it's literally, cough means fart. No.
No, if it had been that, you would have seen me go.
Yeah.
I probably would have left the screen.
It was, there's a lot there. Like I'm ready. If I could stream the game right now, I would be streaming it and I would have confidence that we could play the game for 2 hours straight and it would not, like you would see everything. Like, not, you wouldn't see everything. It's not like you'd run out or anything like that.
Okay, I'll be back.
No, Jared's got to get a drink. My 3 favorite hobbies: pinball, D&D, and Critical Role. Dude, it's legit, man. I think if you are a D&D fan, you will like this game. If you're a fantasy type fan, dragons, that kind of stuff, you will like this game. And then if you're looking for a game that just feels different, where it's like, this game is just a journey. I'm just playing modes. I'm enjoying a story. I'm chipping away at this adventure. You will enjoy this game. So that's what, and that was the thing talking to Travis and Tom. You know, Travis works for the pinball company, so he's looking at it from a sales standpoint, and he's like, honestly, you know, we're going to market this game differently because it is a different game. It feels different. And that excites me. That excites me a lot. Okay, so tier maker time. Tier maker time. For all the people that call us shills, listen up, okay? Because every one of these games that you see here, flipping out sells. And are we going to tell you to buy every single one of these games?
Yes.
No. We're
not shills. We're not shills.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, mistake.
Wick is greater than Jaws from a location experience? Really? Looking forward to hearing more about this on Triple... Yes, we're going to record Triple Drain on Friday. So, you aren't shills, but you're frauds for rigging the giveaway. True.
We do rig, yes.
True.
I mean, we don't rig.
All right. This is the way that I'm going to do this, okay? Because I think I am, if anybody between Jared shows up 3 minutes before the stream, right?
Sometimes 5.
Yes, okay. Does Jared... I feel like Jared has zero hesitation with being honest about his feelings about a game.
Yeah.
So this tier system is, we're going to work together on it, but I'm going to let Jared place it first.
Yes.
And then I'm going to potentially argue it. So if Jared wants to poop on all these games, he can.
They're all awful.
Yeah. They're all
so bad.
Okay. So I'm going to
horrible 2024.
So just to read through these here. So
and to start, we wanted to do this and then just kind of with everything and then the D&D and then now we're like, we're doing this. So
if someone has never played D&D, would they be able to get it? I honestly think you would. What I will say is there's a lot of like stats. There's, you know, you're seeing like intelligence, wisdom, charisma, you know, with these different numbers. And when you go to pick your character initially, you're like, I don't know what any of this means. Dwight even said, ignore it, because you'll see like Dragonborn. It says good at fighting dragons.
Good job.
Just like there's stuff there that you can
So part of
pick
it
and
too
choose.
is you have to remember that Dungeons and Dragons has heavily influenced video games, and people there's so many similarities between things that D&D does and are what in video games. And so making that leap of things, and it's in Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms is kind of general fantasy stuff, and we got the dragons, and they have flipping kobolds, which makes me laugh because that almost caused a lawsuit between Magic: The Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. But anyway,
Aren't they owned by the same company?
they are now. They weren't initially.
Okay. All right. So I see some stuff here.
Okay.
So don't worry. Okay. What I will say is, somebody said, "Why don't you add Labyrinth?" Let me clarify. This tiered list. This is every game that we streamed last year.
Joel,
2024.
Jared,
2024. So you'll see like Godzilla's on this list. Why is Godzilla on this list? Because we streamed it one time.
Yes.
Did I not put it on this list?
No, and that's fine. Leave it off. We don't need to talk about it. Godzilla's a good game.
Should be on this list.
Godzilla's a good game.
Well,
Anyway.
okay. Apparently I missed that one.
Okay, so
we streamed it one time last year.
Do we want to start with an easy one?
You do you, Jared. You do you.
Okay,
Let me just read through them real quick.
Okay.
If you're having trouble seeing them.
Yes, Magic
Iron
did
Maiden,
buy them out.
Iron
Yes,
Maiden,
hard.
Houdini, Avatar from JJP. Uncanny X-Men, Monster Bash,
Yep.
Cactus Canyon, Metallica remake, Looney Tunes, Funhouse remake, Elvira Blood Red Kiss, Jaws, Pulp Fiction, Star Wars from Stern, Galactic Tank Force, John Wick, Black Knight, Stranger Things Premium, and Alien.
Yeah.
Those are all the games. Thank you so much,
streamed.
Zach and Nicole and Timbo, for bringing them, swapping them out. Those were all the games that we streamed last year. We did not stream Labyrinth last year. If you want to look,
Unfortunately.
I mean, let me know if we didn't. We have streamed Labyrinth.
Oh, we did.
But I was looking at 2024.
We only had it for
Did I
3
stream it
weeks.
last year? No. See, it was
weeks.
November. Yeah.
3 beautiful weeks.
Travis would know. He would know. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Jared. Start wherever you want. Chat, feel free to tell him he's wrong.
Okay, no, because I don't like. How much do you need to talk about it, right? Jaws, S tier. Okay.
But why?
Okay, so
Pete's getting excited. Pete's getting
no.
excited.
I just because I feel like it's one of the most talked about machines over the last. When did it come out? June?
Technically, it was it was like January of last year.
It's been out that okay.
We actually streamed it. I think we streamed it 6 times.
So
we streamed the. I think
so. We streamed it a billion times. It's always fun.
It's not because of the code, Elizabeth. Definitely not. Yeah.
It's only because of Madonna Gieske. That's
That's Madonna, Elizabeth's mom. Yeah.
Like the pop art, like the pop star. No, Jaws. And this may get into like later discussion, right? If we talk about 6 machines, if we don't get there, no. I personally think Jaws took everything that's great about Godzilla. Godzilla is still one of the greatest machines of all time.
Yeah.
And I think Jaws kind of pushed it up a little bit more. I think the shots are a little bit more accessible. I think that I kind of feel like the modes are better than Godzilla. I know this is like tough because like Godzilla is Godzilla. Godzilla is Godzilla. It's awesome. And so if Godzilla is an S tier machine, which it is, and Jaws has aspects of it now, and this is where like me personally, like Godzilla first Jaws, I know which one I'm going.
Jared, if I could only own one, he's made it very clear
Jaws.
He would want me to sell Godzilla.
Get rid of it.
And
Jaws.
Yeah.
So so Jaws is, I think it's just we have a gentleman that's completely overrated in the pinball industry making these games, but
overrated. Owen's overrated. Okay.
Owen's overrated, but
Heard it here first. Yep.
But getting better every time. I don't know. What else do you want me to say about Jaws? The shots are cool.
I think
the
it's
boat's
all
cool.
about,
It doesn't eat the ball. Who cares?
I was at Stern, and we were playing the heck out of D&D, but there were only 3, so the lines were getting long. And what was cool was like in the arcade, I looked around, I played a little Metallica, I played a little X-Men. I'm looking around, and I said, Travis, is there a Jaws here? And he goes, I think there's one out in the lobby. And I went out just because I wanted to play Jaws.
It's Jaws.
So I'm out there. We're out there by myself. Travis and Tom are
player
heckling
than
me.
Godzilla, yes.
And I'm just playing Jaws. And it takes me all of 3 seconds to remember how good that game is. The fin popping up. I played the topper only mode. The shark is broken. There's so much to do in that game. The challenge modes, the 8-bit mode, but yet alone the game itself, the upper play field. I just don't know any other game that gives me that immediate kinetic satisfaction and the replayability that Jaws has. I'm a huge fan. I completely agree that Jaws should be S tier. Completely agree.
So Jaws is easy. Now let's do the other easy one.
Okay, Galactic Tank Force, D tier.
I don't want to talk about this game.
Okay,
that long.
You don't have to.
If you want to know our feelings on Galactic Tank Force, it's really simple. Franchi, friend of the podcast or the show, sends us Pringles. We love Franchi.
Yeah.
His art's sick on it. Visually, it's an amazing game. Everything about it is super cool. Should be super fun.
Yep.
Even if it wasn't breaking down, it's just there's a lot of problems with that machine.
4 thumbs down.
And it's just
where's the F tier?
And if you've seen it, like I say, you want our feelings on Galactic Tank Force. We have a 2-hour stream where we play Galactic Tank Force.
Mr. Microphone.
And a microphone came out because it's just a thing that exists.
Yeah.
And that so now we've gone high, we've gone the high, we've gone the low.
Still a stank on it. Okay, here's it. Yes, I do think this is warranted. Somebody asked, "Are we talking about American Pinball?" Yes, Dave Fix has left American. I don't really know what to say about American Pinball right now. I hope they pull through this. I think rumors are that the next game is basically done, and I've heard really good things about the next game. I've talked to people that have seen it. So the next game out of American, I would love to play. But obviously,
we want good pinball
as
machines.
a company, though,
we want them.
They are struggling. So I hope they can figure out the business side of pinball.
So is Cuphead their supposed next one?
That is the rumor.
Okay,
that is the rumor.
Which I love Cuphead. I'm very excited for Cuphead. It's one of the great. It's one of the most innovative games in the last decade. Let's see what they do with the pinball machine.
Yes, we will. Hopefully, we'll see that. But Nikki had to go back and watch the GTF stream. Yeah, what happened, for the people that don't know, on the GTF stream, the game fell apart. And physically, software, and you know, I do my best to shill, right? I do my best to provide 2 hours of entertainment, which shouldn't be hard with a pinball machine, right? Like, here's a pinball machine, pinball's fun, have a good time. We tried, and we had multiple mechanical issues, we had multiple software issues, we tried to go to co-op mode, couldn't get that to work, and it got to the point where, you know, an hour and 15 minutes, hour 30 minutes in, I ran out of juice, I ran out of energy, and we just laid into how miserable of a time we were having, and ended up having one of the best streams we ever had. It was great. Yeah. If this tier list was solely based on art or lights or the light show or how good it looks in your basement, GTF would be an A tier game. Christopher Franchi, what he did in that game, it's
beautiful,
fantastic.
I love the
but
cheesy
unfortunately,
videos.
I didn't like shooting the game, and when a game, in my opinion, you can't rely on it to actually do what it's supposed to do, lock a ball for multi-ball, like audio play when it needs to, be in the right state of knowing how many balls are on the play field. At that point in time, it's just not fun. So
it's a
D tier. All right.
Okay.
Let's. Where are we going to next?
I think we're going to stay in. We're going to, because I feel
moving on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start. What is this?
It's a mouse with a wire.
I know, but it was stuck.
Okay, X-Men. Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. X-Men. Joel and I are X-Men weirdos.
We like X-Men a lot.
We grew up in the 90s. We had the Turtles, then we had the X-Men, and then we had the Batman Animated Adventures. We've gotten two of those three series. I'm sorry. We've gotten two of those three games. Pinball people.
Yeah.
Give us anyway. So X-Men, love the thing. X-Men we got. I think X-Men shoots awesome. I like to play it. The shots feel good. The Danger Room is a really cool idea. It on paper, the Danger Room, like when you first see the Danger Room, it's like, what is this and why is this in my pinball machine?
Yeah.
It works. It's a really cool idea. It's a dangerous shot, but it's not impossible to get out of it. You just got to focus. It's a fast game. It's going to keep you on your toes. They have, since we've streamed it, put in some more modes. There's some more that's fleshed out on it, and we're still. Are we to a 1.0?
Nowhere near it.
Okay.
So
that's that. Okay, now we're at the dump. But
yeah,
physical aspect of the machine, everything that we've seen so far, does it shoot and play well? 100%, super fun. Love playing. Like X-Men is very fun to play.
So Jared's not all hip on the pin side drum. He doesn't do any of that.
Don't care.
What I will say is the X-Men that we borrowed, which was an LE, did it have plunge issues?
Yes.
It did. Did I have any other issues with the game besides that? No. There was a little flipper hop with the left. I've seen Pinmonk has a great solution for that. But the whole subway shot, everything like that, I didn't have any issues with that. So to me, the game shot incredibly well. The X-Men that I played at Stern yesterday, 100% on the plunge. The plunge was perfect. It shot perfect. I will tell you, when I think of games that I miss, I genuinely miss X-Men. Yeah. And it's not because of the modes. The modes aren't particularly fun. They're fine. But I just love the way the thing shoots. I love the way the thing shoots. Franchi,
we love
said you would be A tier.
We love
if
you.
If it was just art, you'd be A tier all day long.
Golly,
it's
Franchi.
Not your fault the ball didn't lock.
Anyways,
X-Men though. I played X-Men yesterday, and it was a similar experience where 5 seconds into it, I was like, I miss this game. I love the way this game shoots.
I think the Danger Room's so
honestly,
cool.
I think if they can get the repair kits out so people are they're happier with the consistency of the game, and if they can really, I mean, they really have to jumpstart that code. They really got to do some stuff. In my opinion, I do think it could potentially get into an A tier type game. I honestly think from a fairness standpoint, C tier may be more acceptable.
That's fine.
C tier right now, just because of where it's at with the mechanical issues and the code issues, I think it does have the potential,
but
though,
put it in that B
to
tier.
get to be high B, even potentially A tier. And I want it. I honestly want it to get up there.
So bad.
I love X-Men. I love the way that game shoots. I love the way that game shoots. I genuinely would love to see that game become A tier. Would love to see that.
And
game.
it can get there because physical stuff. Anyway,
it has a chance. But right now where it's at, I mean I played, of all the games that were at Stern, I played multiple games on X-Men yesterday just because I missed how it shot. I just wanted to experience the shots. And even though I was blowing through the modes because some of them are super easy, I want to keep playing that game. I want to keep playing that game. Okay.
All right.
Let's go again.
Elvira.
Okay, Blood Red Kiss. Okay. That surprises me a little bit, but let's hear why.
Elvira, A. So the only thing going against Elvira is the art, because it's Elvira. Right?
Not that it's bad.
The art is beautiful, and the Blood Red edition is
a beautiful game.
Amazing. If you are into horror art and stuff, great. If you love bad movies as much as I love bad movies, A+. You love witty sarcasm, amazing. They got all it is Elvira, but the art it's Elvira. Elvira, if you don't know much about Elvira did late night television and watch bad movies, and she's a very attractive woman. So that's Elvira. That's part of the thing. Take that out of the picture. So could I ever own one? No. But the Elvira, the game is so much fun. It's so much fun to shoot. It just flows really well. There's so many different modes. There's so many goofy video packages, things like that. If you like, it's basically, since I don't know we'll ever get a Mystery Science Theater 3000 pinball machine, it's basically the next best thing to a Mystery Science Theater 3000, which is what I think Stern should just do, is just take Elvira's and make them into MSTK3s. But anyway.
I think that's all fair. Yes, I'm with you. The art, this is one of the only games that I've had in the basement where I had to cover some of the art. And I know people watching this are probably rolling your eyes, but that's just, it is what it is. We had a blast playing the game. I think
it.
The Blood Red Kiss is a beautiful looking game. The art on it is fantastic. What I will say though is honestly, like when I think back to games that I streamed last year, that's what this list is. This game, like I almost forgot about it. It's a good game.
You forgot about it?
I just don't.
I love it.
I don't miss it.
Oh.
I don't miss like if Zach told me right now, hey, which one of these do you want to stream again? There's a lot of other games I'd pick before I'd pick Elvira. I do respect what it is though. I think it is a fantastic game. Honestly, I think A is valid because it is. There's no part about the game that's not good.
Great game.
It just personally didn't connect with me. So maybe if it was my list, I may put it at a B. But I think it's a great game, and I understand why some people love it or put it in their top 10. The code is fantastic. There's a ton of depth. It did the theme incredibly well. I don't know. It didn't connect with me like crazy.
Elvira is one of those games. And there's a couple games on here where if you're at a pinball spot, they got the Godzillas, they got, all that stuff. And they got an Elvira. Heck yeah. We're going to play some Elvira. Hey, buddies of mine that I'm with. We're going to get some nachos first. Then we're going to play some Elvira. Like, it's just that game. To me, I think it's hilarious. I love because it's fun. It's just a fun game.
It's good. It just, and maybe at the end I'll move some stuff around. So but me personally, where I connect with the game, I'd probably put it at a B, but I do think A is absolutely valid in this.
See, if you can't tell, oh my goodness, I have a pack of D&D to open. Ah!
Oh.
Anyway.
All right, next game. Next game.
Sorry, we got to keep moving.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that yet. John Wick. Okay. John Wick is
C tier.
C tier.
Why? Let's hear it.
John Wick has gotten better since when we released it. I played it at Pinball Expo. It is definitely improved the code. There's a lot more in it. It's a shooter. It's fast. Now, probably what you're saying with Elvira is when John Wick, left. I don't think I've thought about John Wick since then. Now, part of this could be I love the John Wick movies are great. Are they like my favorite action movies ever? No, but they're amazing movies. Something about it doesn't connect with me very solid. It just kind of it shoots really well. They're putting in the modes. It's all that stuff. Does it connect much more for myself personally beyond that? Not really, because it's just guys shooting things and cool. Which is funny to say because there's another machine here that has a lot of violence in it, but is it John Wick?
So, first off, I love the chat interaction. I love people saying, good pick. Other people are like, wrong. This should be an A. This is what this is all about.
Yep.
Feel free. Just be civil, but argue your case all day long in the chat.
Pinball,
that's what it's there for.
There's so many machines out there. Pinball can be what you want it to be.
So, we streamed John Wick early. And honestly, it's been a while since we've played it. I did play a game when I was at Stern yesterday, and it is clear that they have added more to the code.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
To me, though, the code is still hard to understand. It's hard to understand. Zach saying, "Can't wait for us to stream it again." Happy to do it. I would love to see
play it again.
The game improve. The light show's great.
It's beautiful.
The movie assets are great. The sound package is great.
It's that purple everywhere. It's a beautiful game.
I do like the way it shoots.
Yes.
One thing that really did, if you have a John Wick, look up Cactus Canyon and put them side by side. Their shots are almost in the exact same spot, and I like Cactus Canyon. I like brutal games. I think it shoots well. It's fast. It just, for me to really connect to a game, I got to connect to the code. I got to have modes. I got to have things that I want to play over and over again. And at least the time that we had it, there wasn't anything there that drew me back in. So mechanically, I'm okay with the game. Is it an S tier, like a high end? Nothing against Elliot, but it's just, I think mechanically, I like the way it shoots. I have no complaints with that. It's just, I'm really waiting. I need that code to improve. So when I look at these bottom three games, I'm rooting more for X-Men than Wick personally.
Yeah.
But if I had to own, like, this is sad, but like right now, if I had to own a John Wick or a Galactic Tank Force, I enjoyed the way Galactic Tank Force looked a whole lot more than John Wick. but I'm gonna play John Wick a lot more.
That's a personal preference.
It smokes CC. I'm just saying, look at the shots. There's 3 ramps. They're in the same spot. Like the shots are very, very similar. Anyways, okay.
I think
I'm okay with C.
And
I'm
I think
okay with C tier.
If you're a better pinball player than I am, there's a lot of really tight shots on it. I have problems with tight shots, which brings us to our next one.
Oh, please. What do we got?
Avatar.
Okay.
This is my opinion only. Joel will change it, and I just got to put it.
Wow. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get a drink. You tell the world.
Avatar is too complicated.
Mark Seiden, talk to him directly.
Mark, I think we met. You're a really nice guy. I know this machine exists for people. I know that there are people out there that want to spend, when they spend the money on a pinball machine, and then they want it in their basement, and they have their framed poster up so they know all the shots. We played what, two streams of Avatar?
I think at least 2. Yes.
At least 2, maybe 3. I still have no idea what's going on in that game. Okay, cool things. Crab shot's cool. Love the crab shot. Still don't fully understand it. I don't understand how to start a mode.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's getting dark, getting light. And for the love of God, has someone made a harder shot than the Eclipse shot in the last 8 billion years? I think I hit it once. I know I'm bad at pinball. I'm well aware. I read the comments. Why aren't you better at pinball? Because I'm not. I play Magic. It is beautiful. They got so much with the assets, right? It is the movies on a screen. It's really cool.
Selling me on Avatar.
It's so great. I know there's a market out there for Avatar. I know they're selling the avatars, and I'm glad Avatar exists out there. But if you're talking about a list that I'm putting together, if I never play an Avatar again, I'm more than happy. I don't want it.
I appreciate your opinion. I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I don't. Well, what I mean here is, did you guys show off your Pringles sponsorship, Franchi?
No,
like
that's
literally
from Franchi.
right before you got on.
Yay!
Yes. Do I think it is a C game? If it was me, I would be putting it in the B.
Just put a B. It's fine.
But with all that said, I understood the complexity. I learned to appreciate the complexity. Do I think there are issues with the complexity? Do I think the complexity is needed? In certain areas, no. But for what it is, the sound package is great. The animations are great. The art is fantastic.
It's
the shots, Mark, I think he did a good job, but I do think, are the shots perfect? No. And I'm excited to see what Mark does on his second go around, because obviously he's going to get better. The lower play fields are fine. They're not, it's just, do I think it's I absolutely prefer the way X-Men shoots or John Wick shoots over Avatar, but I do understand the rules, and there was stuff about Avatar that kept me coming back because there was more I wanted to see, more I wanted to experience, more I wanted to do. That's why I'm putting Avatar at B. If there are people in chat that love Avatar, I understand. Yeah. I understand. If there are people that hate Avatar, I understand. Like, I know why Jared hates Avatar. I get it.
I don't like it.
It's too complex. But to me, I'm okay with it. So I'm right in that B-C range. I don't think it deserves C. That's fine. So
whatever, Shill. No,
I did my homework and I read the rules poster. Yes, I did a tutorial. But hey, you know what? This is Jared's list. This is Jared's list. It's Jared's list. I just personally, that's where I'm at.
And here's what I tell everyone.
So my list would probably be this. Jared's list is currently this. That's fine.
And here's what I tell people. You have to remember, this means nothing to half of you. In Magic the Gathering, I play the most complicated format outside of, there's only a little harder, right? Like, I'm in crazy old man land where we have arguments over stuff. That's insane, right? I love it. There are so many people within Magic the Gathering that think I'm a psychopath because I know rules to a level that's not even worth discussing, right? So I get why Avatar exists, because that's why Legacy exists. It's for the people that love that. It's just, to me, as the most casual person in pinball, I've deemed myself this year.
I don't know why you haven't embraced the code yet, but
it's too complicated.
Yeah. Okay.
If you need a spreadsheet to explain
but
how
you
to get
can
into a mode,
crazy complex magic code all day long.
Because
whatever. Let's see your next one. Let's
talk about something good. Metallica Remastered, S tier. Come on. How did they do it? How did they say, let's take Metallica, which, for the record, original Metallica, right? I know the pinball players love the original Metallica. The original Metallica is so good.
Are you a Doomsday player then, Jared? That's what somebody asked.
No, I'm not a Doomsday player. You have to find 5 cards and there's like 27 pages. No, I play Cradle Control. Anyway, Metallica. Let's talk about Metallica. They took a game that originally it shoots amazing. I get why tournament players love it. There's so much weird strategy. There's so much code. It shoots well. Everything that's going on, the risk, reward, all that stuff, right? Metallica was one of those games that I was like, it's fun, but I don't get why everyone's so into this when you could play Godzilla. Like maybe I'm like new to the scene, right? And I'm young, right? And hip. I don't know. And then Metallica Remastered come on and they went, hey, wait a second. Do you remember that amazing game that we made like 1 billion years ago? We're not gonna just remaster it. We're gonna take the code, we're gonna redo it. It's gonna be the exact same with new code on top of it. Yep. We're gonna add it in a bunch of, we now have a screen, so let's put flipping Metallica on it. Oh, art package? Do we want to have one of the sickest art packages ever on a machine? Sure. Like they did that's what you want a remaster to be. Period. It's insane what they did. It shouldn't be this good. It should not be this good.
So, I completely agree. Joe Windrader had asked in chat. He basically said I owned an original Metallica for like 2 weeks, and then I got rid of it. And people have asked why. Why did I get rid of it? The reason I got rid of it is because I had a guy reach out to me on Pinside that said, "Would you like to trade Deadpool for Metallica?" So the whole time I'm playing Metallica, and it's kicking my butt, I'm thinking, would I be having more fun with Deadpool? And I finally gave in and got Deadpool. Ever since I made that trade, though, and I love Deadpool, I always felt like I didn't give Metallica enough time. And the moment I got Metallica Remastered in the basement, I realized I had not given Metallica enough time. If people have asked me if I was to buy a new game today, right now, what 2 games am I struggling to decide between? It's these 2. It's Jaws Premium and it's Metallica Premium. Those are the 2 that I am, honestly, I don't know which game I want to own more. They're both great. We had an awesome stream with our dad. Our dad enjoyed Metallica as well. The way that I look at S tier, is there anything in an S tier game that I would change? No. I love them both. I genuinely, those are 2, like, I got nothing. I got nothing to say. If you hate Metallica the band, sure, but we enjoy the band. We enjoy it all. It's awesome.
I've had that with games, right? Like Foo Fighters. I'm not the biggest Foo Fighters fan of the music. Foo Fighters kind of, so it's like I get it. As if you haven't picked up yet, Joel and I listen to a lot of metal. It's Metallica. It's all good.
It's great. It's fantastic. I just most people in the chat have played the original Metallica. The remaster is better in every way.
So much better.
Franchi, we haven't streamed Texas Chainsaw Massacre yet. Some point in time that will
bring in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the only pinball machine to make me feel gross. Golly, you guys nailed that movie because that is one of the grossest movies ever made. So yes, all right, we want to.
Where are we at now?
Let's go with a nice B tier.
Looney Tunes.
Okay, so not that because he works with the company, but Looney Tunes. Okay, so spooky pinball.
Yep.
We love spooky pinball. TNA. Joel's really into TNA. It's right over there, bolted to the ground. TNA. Spooky.
You can see it right there. It's peeking in right there.
TNA. Yep. Spooky has had, in my opinion, some ups and downs. like Rick and Morty, I'm kind of about a lot of games. Then at Expo they have Texas Chainsaw and they have Looney Tunes, which are the games but different. One makes you feel really gross and icky, and the other is Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes, hey, you Looney Tunes going to be at your house. Okay, we played it a couple times, whatever. It's just a fun pinball machine. I think for someone who's not as good as pinball, me, shots are a little bit easier, a little bit more going on. And honestly, it's like a game, a lot of times in Joel, we talk about it a lot, but it's like games for kids, games for new players. It's Looney Tunes. They have like 20 clips from the show. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. It's so much funny. We're laughing out loud. We're enjoying it. We're just playing pinball. Is it the deepest game ever made? No. Is it like crazy and all this stuff? No. But it's just a really fun pinball machine. And Looney Tunes I miss because it's like if I just want to play some pinball, Looney Tunes fits perfectly in that range for me.
I'm okay with this. What gets hard with these tier lists becomes, well, am I saying then that I'd rather own Looney Tunes over an X-Men? Right now, no. I would own X-Men, but that's just because of what X-Men is. Yeah. But with all that said, honestly, if I was ranking, and the majority of you in chat, if you are ranking Looney Tunes based off of a Expo experience, honestly, it's down here.
Yeah.
It's not great. Every time I played Looney Tunes at a show, it did not shoot well. You can't hear the game. It kind of seems lifeless. It's a clunk fest. Like, it's just not, it's not great. But getting it in the house, it actually shot so much better than at a show. I actually felt like there were times where I was comboing and the game actually felt like it had flow.
And the modes are fun.
The modes are unique. The modes are fun. Honestly, it's hard, and I'm not telling you, chat, you're wrong, but it's just, unless you've owned the game or unless you've played it at somebody's house, I just don't think you fully experienced Looney Tunes. I think it is better than a lot of people have given it their experience on it. Now, with that said, it is one of the only games that crashed on us. It still has some software issues. It still has some software bugs. It's not as reliable as I would want it to be. So because of that, because of some of the software issues in the game, I personally think it probably should be down here.
Probably. Because
of that. But I think if they can get that ironed out, in a home environment, they've got fun rules, they've got good sound, I think it could be up here. But this is Jared's list. So, in my opinion, once again, if this was me, we'd be here, we'd be here, we'd be here. That would be my list, probably. But, okay. So,
do you see
I think that's fair.
Do you guys notice how, like, on stream when Joel just, like, takes over and he's just
no,
like, this is mine?
This is your list. No, this is your list. Okay. Next game. Dejected Jared.
Houdini. My list. Houdini's a C.
Okay.
Every shot is hard. It's so complicated. I don't know what's going on 97% of the time. Yeah, that's about my opinions of Houdini. It's a pinball machine. Yeah, thank you for making it F because...
Whoops. Okay.
You can do whatever you want with this.
I think I think this deserves this, and I think this deserves this. There we go.
It's because I didn't want to put it on the same level as Galactic Take Force.
Yeah, I know. And I realize these are the wrong colors, but whatever. That's gonna bother me. Okay, so because that makes it seem good. To me, Houdini was another game that I had issues with software-wise. There was different issues I had in the software. What I did see from a code standpoint, I understood the complexity. There was stuff about the code that I actually really liked. There were modes that I thought were really good. I had issues with the software, and I had some major mechanical issues with the game. And this was a brand new game out of box. So that I struggle with that. That really was hard for me to get past. I was able to fix a handful of the mechanical issues, but there was other stuff that I didn't. So to me, streaming Houdini was stressful. So maybe that's tainted. So I could understand for people like I know Zach likes Houdini. Once you get the shots, there is some very cool uniqueness in the game. I just know from a personal experience, I had a really rough time, and that could have been a lemon, that could have been a one-off, but I had some issues with that. So if you have a chance to get a Houdini used, you can play it. The shots are dialed in. The game plays great. But to me, I just had some legit issues with the game, and so that's why I'm putting it down lower. But I could understand C, and if it's really dialed in, I could even potentially understand B. But that's where I'm at. Okay.
Remember, guys, all opinions are not of Flipping Out Pinball. This is of Jared, because Joel even disagrees with my list.
Guys, we're shilling, remember?
The king of casuals.
Bye.
Houdini's for somebody, it's not for me.
Yep.
Let's get positive again. Let's have a good time.
Okay.
Let's talk about Black Knight Remastered. A
tier.
Maybe S. It's close. Black Knight Remastered. By the way, if you have Black Knight,
Black Knight Sword of Rage.
If you have Sword of Rage, make sure you're on the secondary soundtrack. I don't know why it isn't the first soundtrack. It's epic as all get out. It shoots really well. It's Black Knight. Yet again, it's an up remaster, whatever you want to call it, of a game. They somehow made it better. It's super fun, and that's a game that honestly I had played before we streamed
Black
it.
Knight Pro.
Yeah, before we had streamed it, it killed me really fast, and I put a bunch of money, and I was like, "Why is anyone into this?" And then when we got time with it, it was just so much fun. It's just a great pinball machine, and you should buy it if you like Black Knight.
Black Knight. I was very close to buying this game when we owned it, or when we borrowed it, and then we got the topper. We had so much fun with this game. It is clear to me that Jared doesn't want crazy deep code.
Nope.
And me, unless I'm streaming a game, when I play pinball, I'm playing for like 20 minutes. Like I want a quick, enjoyable experience. And I find myself coming down for Black Knight over and over and over again, just because it's just immediately fun. And I had a great time with it. The only reason I didn't buy it was I told myself I'm going to borrow the game, I'm going to play the heck out of it, and then I want to see how much I miss it. And to me, where I am right now, I miss Jaws more, and I miss Metallica more than Black Knight. I absolutely think Black Knight's an A-tier game. What would put it in the S-tier for me? Some more code, like some more depth. But it's not needed for it to be a good game. I mean, that's what keeps Deadpool out of S-tier for me. I need more. I would want more code. If Deadpool had the tier 2 battles be different characters, S tier. So I think Black Knight, for anybody that's bought Black Knight, I think you would love it. I love Black Knight. Yes, I would take Black Knight over Elvira. It's potentially an S tier. It's just not. It's not perfect.
Well,
it's not
I don't,
S tier.
And I don't think Black Knight's a game. It doesn't need to be S tier. It's just Black
so
Knight.
Good, though.
It's so good, though. And you'll either.
Yeah.
You're either going to connect with it or you don't.
Yep.
It's awesome. It's fun. Let's play more Black Knight in the future.
Honestly, this should probably just... I'm not trying to be mean, but...
Yeah, I don't...
Okay,
whatever.
Next one.
All right, my list. Star Wars.
This was premium. We borrowed the premium.
I don't get this game. There's too many options at the beginning. It's impossible to do the Death Star shot. I know there's the pinball. It's like, oh, I get it every time. I think I never did it.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars. Some of my least favorite pinball machines are Star Wars machines. Period. So, I don't... That's about as much opinion as I have on Star Wars, because I'm just like, it's a machine.
I think it's fair. I think I really enjoyed the code. I think Dwight coded in some really cool moments in the game. I enjoyed exploring the code of the game. It is very complex, but to me, what holds it back is just the overall layout. Like shots and mechs, you put a novice player, you have a novice player step up to Star Wars. One, the plunge is gonna immediately drain their ball, and there's nothing like my wife. If she stepped up to Star Wars, there was nothing I could do to like wow her. Like she's not going to hit the Death Star shot. She's not going to be able to get it into the Hyperloop. I just feel like there are some issues there where it's one of the best themes ever, and I think Dwight gave it his all. It just, to me, the layout, there's more wow factor in Avatar, in John Wick, and every other game above it. There's more wow factor. So, but if you can look past that, learn the rules. There are some really cool moments. Destroying the Death Star, I remember doing it on stream, was really cool. The hyperspace loop. I think C tier is fair. I think it's fair.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is a funny one to me. So, Pulp Fiction is obviously a take on old school games, right? Like, it has that vibe of the old school games. Call arts are amazing. Theme is amazing. When you walk up to it, you feel like you're in a bar that's represented in Pulp Fiction. It's seedy and you're probably going to get shot while you're in there, right? It's just it's Pulp Fiction. There's the edited call outs and the unedited call outs. It feels very Pulp Fiction. Now, is it the deepest game ever made? No, because old games weren't. Is it does it have crazy shots? It's a single level. There's nothing wild to it, but Pulp Fiction is just super fun. If I ever see a Pulp Fiction, I want to play Pulp Fiction because it's just going to shoot and you're going to have fun and you're going to hear awesome call outs and you're going to learn about royales with cheese and all of that stuff. It's just, I felt like I could progress through the game, but it was still challenging and things like that. So there's a little bit, I was seeing more of the game. It's just, it's not crazy. It's not a Jaws, but it's Pulp Fiction. It's great. And I think it's one of those of if you have a Pulp Fiction in your basement, I get why you have one. The people that want one will love this thing. And it's great. So, yeah.
So what's keeping it, in my opinion, it's an A tier game. I would personally put Pulp Fiction right here. But why would you...
Okay.
Why? Don't let me sway your vote. But I was going to ask, what's keeping you out of...
So here's the thing.
You moved Elvira down?
You go... Everybody at home...
Is this supposed to be down?
No. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Everyone at home try to do a tier list. It's almost impossible because your brain is thinking the entire time. Is it better than Elvira? Yes. Is Elvira still amazing and I love it? Yes. Pulp Fiction...
Elvira's... I mean, I know this doesn't, but Elvira's better than
Yeah,
Looney Tunes
Elvira's better than Looney Tunes.
All day.
And probably, honestly, Looney Tunes is maybe here.
Yeah.
Okay. We're fixing it, guys.
I think Pulp Fiction.
I just want to talk about certain games more.
Pulp Fiction is an A-tier
really
game
fun.
all day.
Yeah,
I have zero complaints with the way it shoots. It's a challenging game.
The build quality is great on it.
The build, it's a beautiful. CGC knows how to make a game. I had a blast streaming it. The audio package, David Thiel, the audio package is so freaking good. The modes are unique. They're short and sweet. It's like rip and spinner, or you're doing pops, or you're trying to do whatever. It's a great game. I had a blast with it. It was a game I find myself coming down playing over and over again. Now, it is simple though. So I understand, Den and Pen is saying the code on Pulp Fiction gets old. That's fair. I think the code on Black Knight can get old. That's fair. But I have a blast playing it. It's easy. I'm okay with that. I don't need the, Avatar. There was a lot of Avatar I did not see. There's 22 modes. I didn't see all the modes. But I don't need that. For me and the way that I play pinball, I don't need that. I just want fun, engaging, pulls me in immediately. That's what I like. I think Pulp Fiction is an
So I think we've covered all the games that have come out this year.
Some of these games, once again, this tier list is based on the games that we streamed last year.
Yeah, but I want to make sure
some of these
that
are before then, some of these are after.
We spent most of the time talking about the games that we had feelings that came out this year. Cool. So we feel good. Okay. Now we're kind of into Funhouse. If you are buying a Funhouse Remastered, you know why you're buying a Funhouse Remastered, because you liked Funhouse. You're probably older than me. You've probably been in the game a lot longer, or you probably just love Funhouse. If you love Funhouse, Funhouse is a pinball machine. It's of a time and a place, right? It's of an age of pinball machines, and pinball machines were like that, right? I get it. As someone that has not been playing pinball for 40 years, I don't get it. It's fine. It was better with the new code, which kind of says something to me. If it the new code should be in addition. It should be like, this is great, and we got more new code. The original version, I don't understand. Great. And then Funhouse is just, it's Funhouse. So I know I'm offending people, and I'm sorry, and I know you have a Funhouse Remastered and you love it. I'm so excited for you. It's not for me though.
Okay. I think it's fair. You ready for this? People think I'm a shill, right? Zach, I'm sorry, Zach, because I know Zach has fun houses to sell. I know he does. So I do Triple Drain. Travis is part of the pinball company. They have fun houses to sell. To me, personally,
I don't get it.
I have no attachment to Funhouse. I have none. So I'm just treating it like every other pinball game. And if I'm going to compare Funhouse to Monster Bash or Cactus Canyon, to me, Funhouse just was not fun. Like, that sounds terrible. It didn't keep pulling me back. I didn't want to keep playing it. Honestly, when I realized Funhouse, of all the games that I borrowed last year, the game that I played the least while it was in my house was Funhouse. And it's not that anything's wrong with it. I didn't connect with it, like, at all. And also, the remake code, there were some bugs with it. There were some issues with it. Like, it wasn't perfect. So it once again was one of those games where while I'm streaming it or making the tutorial video, it's like, I hope it's consistent. I hope it's this. I hope it's that. So that's why I feel I need to be honest. I would put Funhouse at the same level as Houdini. I could understand why people love it, and it's a B tier game. There's really good, nice aspects of it. I didn't personally connect to it. So Travis, sorry. Zach, sorry. But Joel, after playing D&D, what are first impressions? Pat, thank you for being here. Check out the first hour. We talked all about it. Yes.
We're very excited about D&D.
Anyways, that to me, Funhouse, I think I could understand it could be a B tier. I think C tier where you put it's fine. Me personally, D tier. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put these together with the massive caveat. CCG, yes, the code's old. We're waiting expectantly for Cactus Canyon code update. It's going to be fun. Do I play Cactus Canyon every time I'm at my brother's house? Yes. Do I play a Monster Bash every time I see it? Yes. Is the code super simple? Yeah. That's why it's fun. It's not the craziest thing ever. The remasters are great. I think if you have a pinball collection and have either of these games in your collection is an excellent choice, because anybody can walk up and play them. I personally like Cactus Canyon a little bit better than Monster Bash now. After playing it a bunch, it used to be Monster Bash. Now it's Cactus Canyon. Cactus Canyon is a little bit more. It is what it is. If you see one, play one, you're going to have fun. Nothing wild and crazy about it. They're really good remakes.
This is your list, so this should be here.
No, put Funhouse in D. I just didn't want to be that mean.
You didn't want to be mean. He didn't want to be that mean. Okay, so my opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion. Monster Bash is A. Cactus Canyon is B. Now, which one do I own? I own Cactus Canyon. Why am I saying Monster Bash is A? If Zach came to me right now and CGC was actually making the games, all of them were available and I could buy all of them at new in-box pricing, I would personally be buying Monster Bash over Cactus Canyon. And I own Cactus Canyon. The reason for that is when Monster Bash was here, everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. His son loved it. And I played the heck out of it. Now, I had it for 3 weeks, and in the time of me having it for 3 weeks, I beat the game 3 times. So what's keeping Monster Bash out of the S tier category, in my opinion? I wish there was more code. I would love Josh Sharp to do another remake, like tier 2, go further with the code, remaster edition. I would love to see that. But I think Monster Bash is a fantastic game. Even though I've beaten it multiple times, it was a game that I found myself playing over and over again. It has that one more game feel. If you watch the stream, I kept playing it because I felt like I could beat it. It was right there. Honestly, though, with the Cactus Canyon, the 2.0 code that's going to come out, I think that may honestly bring that up to the A whenever that's released. So I think this is fair. I think it's fair where it's at. I just think I personally like Monster Bash more than Cactus Canyon. But I think they flirt around there. I don't think they're S tier. I don't think they're S tier there. So
they're great games. If you can get one, if you have one in your collection,
I think if you have 5-6 pins in your collection, I 100% think you should own a CGC remake, because there's something about the simplicity of the game and the accessibility of the game. If all you have is Stearns or all you have is JGP, I guarantee you, if you add Monster Bash, Cactus Canyon, Attack from Mars, or Medieval Madness, whatever game you add will become the most played game in your collection by novice players. The most played game. And my son would be devastated if I ever got rid of Cactus Canyon. Yeah, I have full intentions of buying a Medieval Madness when they come out, because I want to see if that's better than Cactus Canyon. So I just feel like it's yeah. Okay. All right. 3 to go. 1 second.
Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden to me is like B-, almost C+. Wait, no, I'm thinking. Okay, Iron Maiden is better than these. Iron Maiden is not better than Elvira. Yeah. Sorry,
Tell us more, Jared.
It's a fun game. I feel like I saw the same modes all the time. This is probably a skill issue. Fine, skill issue. It's a fun game to shoot and things like that. This is where I'll say part of this. Iron Maiden. I said I love metal. I am not an Iron Maiden fan. Never have been. It grinds on me. I get why people love Maiden. God bless. Not for me. Joel. I have nothing much to say. Maiden's just kind of a game for me. It's just okay. It's fun. If I see one at a pinball machine, I have quarters in my pocket at a pinball. I'm not playing Iron Maiden. It's that to me.
That's fair. It's your list. It's your feeling. I would put it A tier. So remember, that's my list. I would personally want a Monster Bash before I'd want to own an Iron Maiden. But the more I dove into the code, I love the way the game shoots. I think the code is actually brilliant. Cyborg multi-ball, the way you chip away at that as you go. I'd put Iron Maiden. I think it's A tier all day long. But when I look at Elwyn, I have Jaws and Godzilla as S tier, and then I have Jaws. I have Jurassic Park and Iron Maiden at A tier, and then I have Avengers right below that. That's me. But I think it's a great game. I think it's great. But this Jared's list, I understand. I understand why he's putting it here.
This is my list.
It is your list.
Let me fix it.
Was Pulp Fiction supposed to be there?
Yeah.
I thought it was down at B.
No.
Okay. Jared's list. Jared's list.
Stranger Things.
Premium. Stranger Things Premium.
Stranger Things is very fun. As we played it more, like I see why people have them, and it is a beautiful game, and the upside down and the things like that, and the Gorgon is a really fun shot. I don't know, like but Stranger Things at the end of the day, can I tell you a lot about what's going on outside of you get to hit the Gorgon?
Demogorgon.
The Demogorgon. I'm sorry, Gorgons are D&D. Demogorgons are not. Yeah, I don't know. It's Stranger Things. If you played it, you'll love it. Sure. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a B. I do think the UV the way the UVs in the game is incredible. I do think the projector is incredible. This game, when I had it, was played by everybody and liked by everybody. I think if you asked your son Marcus, who's 12, he would say his favorite game over the last year was Monster Bash, and I think he said his second favorite game would be Stranger Things.
Demogorgons are in D&D. I'm sorry.
I think it's a really good game. It's just at the end of the day, it's a fan layout. There's like 2 or 3 shots that I think are really good. Everything else is fine. The modes, in my opinion, are kind of lifeless. There really isn't any mode that really draws me in. I felt like if the modes were a little better, I could put it up in A. But I think B is valid. I've had a ton of fun with that game. I've even thought about owning that game. But honestly, I would take Black Knight before I'd take Stranger Things. And I'd absolutely take Metallica and Jaws before I'd take Stranger Things. So I'm okay. I'm okay with where that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the fun last one, because I will use any excuse to talk about Alien. So Alien is a D game. Just let me finish. For all the reasons, does it break? Yes. Is all the licensing codes, and there's drama with the things and all that stuff, right? But this is the benefit of not paying attention to any of that, like myself.
When it came to the stream, we streamed it twice.
This is 100% Jared Engelberth talking.
Yeah.
There are people out there, and I'm one of them, that there are people that have aliens and they fix them, which is ridiculous, right? I get it. I get all the chat. Oh, broke machine, all that stuff. I get it. This is the definition of like a hobby machine, and someone has it in their basement and they're keeping this thing on life support, right? It's theme for me. It's music for me. It's flipping Alien. I love Alien. I know all of this stuff is like ridiculous. And if you've never played one that works, it stinks, right? I get it. For me personally, it is an A-tier game just because it is. So Joel has heard me rant about Alien many times because Alien doesn't make sense as a machine. It is a niche property. It is all that junk. I just love those machines for some reason. I know people out there have beautiful aliens out there, and they work perfectly, and they're great, and they got sound packages and art forms and stuff, and it's in their horror basement, and it's just great, and it's what it is. Everything else about it, stinks. So really, is it truly like...
It's your list. Put it where you want to put it.
No, I'm being honest about it. I want to rant about it because I love it. But it is like down here, right? I get it. Okay? I get it. I just have to get my Alien rant out of my system. Because is Alien better than Star Wars? No. Is Alien better than Avatar? No. No. It's weird. It's crazy. I hope everyone has that beautiful experience in life where they're just somewhere and there's an alien and they just walk up and it works. Yeah. And it's just so cool and hard to describe and amazing and beautiful, and it's a mess. And sometimes that's the greatest. To me, Alien is where we get into what is pinball and like the art of pinball and the art of making the games. Art doesn't have to be perfect. Art is messy sometimes. It's just so cool what it is. Man, it could be so much cooler.
So I think that's all valid. Honestly, I think you're being a little hard on it. I would put Alien in the C tier. This is your list. I'm not trying to mess it up. I would put Alien on the same level as Looney Tunes, and what I mean by that is, what I need in a pinball machine is I need reliability. I need consistency. I want to feel like the game is not broken. And unfortunately, GTF, I had issues with that. I had issues with Houdini. I had issues with Funhouse. I've had issues with Looney Tunes. But I think Looney Tunes, everything else worked really, really well. I had issues with Alien. But when the game was playing well, the overall experience, the sound package is S tier. The sound package is so good. The themes, the feeling you get while you play it is so good. My other big ding on Alien, though, is the layout. There's a shot.
It has bad shots.
There's a shot for the cryo chamber that to feed it, it's like your multi-ball. I think I did cryo chamber multi-ball like one time. Like it's not great. So DC makes sense. I just think, if that layout was fixed or if it was built reliably or was more consistent, I think it's a B tier game.
If anything,
could go up, but that's why it's there. That's why in my mind, Looney Tunes and Alien are where it's at.
Spooky. Talking directly to Spooky. Yeah. Get the license to Alien.
We don't. There's too many good licenses. I don't want to get things remade. Yes. Okay, so if somebody wants to screenshot this, this is Jared's. Or you're good with this?
I feel good with this.
You're good with this. This is Jared's list.
My list.
This is Jared's list.
Time for Joel's list.
If I was to tweak this, this is going here. This is going here. This is going here. That may be going here. I think that would probably be my list. Honestly, God, I want so bad this to be higher. I want it so bad for this to be higher. Because honestly, I would take X-Men right now, even where it's at with
Jared's
this code.
B tier.
I would take this more. I would take X-Men where it is with the kind of shallow code it is. I would take that more than every other game down here.
Rax, bro, you get it. Alien vs Predator.
Yeah.
Give us that.
So, but I need to be honest. I need to be fair that this is where it is right now. But boy, do I want it to be right here. Boy, do I want it to be right here. This is probably more my list. That would be more my list.
Okay.
So, if you want, for whatever reason, to do this yourself, you're welcome to. Just search, go to tiermaker.com, and you can search Flip It Out. Maybe if we do a post or something like this, you guys can do it. But these were the games. These were the games that we streamed this year. And honestly, we had a blast. It was great. We had fun playing each one of them. We had, even if they had issues or we had to work through it, we still had fun. Pinball's fun.
Pinball is always fun, especially if you got good people to play pinball with.
Yeah. So, confirmed. Jared's better at it. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Had to shield the X-Men. No, I don't think you understand. Like, dream themes of mine are Batman the Animated Series, X-Men the Animated Series, and Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I own Turtles. They haven't made a Batman the Animated Series. And X-Men, they're doing everything right with X-Men except for the code. So, and I love the way it shoots. So that's why I feel like I want it there, but I understand why it's here. I understand. So.
Yeah, it's been fun. It was fun to go down 2024. It was a crazy 2024 for us.
Yeah.
The Flippin' Out stream hit 5,000, which is insane. Thank you, everybody.
And honestly, we had 300 viewers the other day. We have 200 viewers right now. This is insane to me. We're two brothers hanging out on a Wednesday night, having a great time. We're so grateful for Zach and Nicole for letting us borrow these games. We're having a lot of fun. We had fun playing every single one of these games. And honestly, if you're the owner of any of these games, I could understand why you own each and every
100%.
or any of these games.
100%.
There's some fun here. This is just our opinions. Maybe some of them are wrong. That's fine. But no, this year's going to be great. So next week we're going to be streaming. Next week we will be streaming Beatles. We'll be streaming Beatles. That will happen. Unfortunately, the week after that, I'm out of town for work. But then probably the week after that, we'll have a chance to stream D&D. Everybody that loved it. Thank you for everybody that threw the super chat, the bits, and that's absurd.
Thank you.
If you guys are into the Twippies, feel free to vote for Flippin' Out. We like what we do. That would be awesome. But yeah, Triple Drain. We're gonna record that on Friday, so that should be coming soon. And
did you want to do your 6 machines?
Sure, we can do that real quick. We don't have to go into them.
No.
What I was saying was somebody asked me. They asked me right now. 6-pin collection. 6-pin Magnum, Chris. Thank you so much for being a Flip It Out family member. That's so cool. 16 months, man.
18 months.
Somebody asked that. 18 months. Wow. Somebody asked me 6-pin collection. 6-pin collection, and we could make this way longer. This
is a fun going away.
My 6-pin collection right now, if I had to start over, was Jaws Premium, Total Nuclear Annihilation. Crap. What did I say? You do yours. Okay. Let me find that text.
Deadpool, Jaws, Ghostbusters. Oh crap! This is harder now that it's on stream.
We should have
done this. Yeah. Oh crap! Labyrinth, Jaws, Deadpool, Godzilla. What were the other two?
I think you said Alien, because you're crazy.
Yeah. No, I didn't say Alien. Yeah, I kind of did say Aliens is the weird. I don't know why.
I said Jaws Premium, Metallica Remastered,
Yeah.
Total Nuclear Annihilation,
Yeah.
and then I said Medieval Madness, or no, I said Monster Bash, but maybe Medieval Madness. Is what I said, but maybe Medieval Madness or maybe Cactus Canyon. I feel like I had to have one of those in there. And then I said, I may have said Godzilla. And then my sixth, my odd one out, because I didn't want only Stern and TNA is like my retro, my odd game out, I actually picked Elton John. Elton John would be my other game.
I remember Batman 66. Batman 66, Ghostbusters, Labyrinth, Deadpool, Jaws. That's the 5 games. The odd, weird one. Actually, now looking at this list, I think it'd be Pulp Fiction. I think that would be my like. It's awesome to
there
have
we go.
this
I gotta
game.
make sure. Yeah, yep, that's what I said. Godzilla Premium, Jaws Premium, Metallica Remastered, Monster Bash, maybe Cactus Canyon or Medieval Madness, TNA, Elton John.
Yeah.
Maybe Elton John. I could swap Elton John for Hobbit. Maybe. But those are my top 6.
So,
those are my current top 6 games. Me personally.
Fun thought
Yes.
to think about. It is 12:12.
Okay.
We were only going to talk an hour and a half tonight.
Yes, we went a little long. Hey, this was a ton of fun. Thanks for everybody that was here. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, tell us what we were wrong. Tell us why we're wrong.
We are.
Give us a thumbs up. Tell us why we're right.
We are.
Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the subs, all that stuff. So,
And I'm going to leave this D&D pack to open when we play it.
hey, everybody have a great night. We'll see you next week when we play Beatles.
Bye.